is a midlife pop culture show for those of us who were born a few years ago. Let's show those millennials all the things we know. Being old makes us wise. Sometimes we even go outside. We know about life before 1999. You haven't seen nothing yet if you haven't lived life pre-internet. Listen up, this is stuff you won't want to forget. Midlife Pop Culture Show.
Hello, this is Mr. G, Midlife Pop Culture Show. This is Mr. G, Midlife Pop Culture Show. We're going to get that right. We got a great show for you tonight. Let's take a look at who I have as a special guest tonight. Take a look at him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Natalie from the Fantastical Puppetarium in Ware, New Hampshire. This is a show I just can't believe that we have them on. Don't adjust your TV sets, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually happening. Puppets on Midlife Pop Culture Show. And now it's time to name the puppets.
Yay!
Let's meet the puppets. Let's meet the puppets. Let's meet the puppets. Here we go. Remember their names. Puppet number 1.
Go.
Puppet number 2.
Sheldon.
Puppet number 3.
Jeff.
I hoped you remembered their names. Here we go. Name them back. Puppet number 1.
Gil.
Puppet number 2.
Sheldon.
Puppet number 3.
Jeff.
Oh my, you got it right. Hooray!
Woo!
Hooray! 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 You
Hooray!
named all the puppets.
Yeah, Sheldon.
You named all the puppets. Hooray!
Hooray!
You named all the puppets.
Whoa.
Yay! Let's play again. Let's play that again.
Yay.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I just cannot believe what I just saw. That's Natalie again from Fantastical Puppetarium in Ware, New Hampshire. We've got them. We're going to come back. I'm for the first time, I think, ever in the history of this show, I am speechless. Those puppets have taken my breath away. We're going to we're going to do some call-ins. So call in 603-785-0259 with today's question is, why in a recent poll by the very silly, doesn't mean a thing, Poll Institute of America, why is Pinocchio still revered as one of the most influential puppets of all time? And callers, besides Pinocchio, name me 3 puppets that you feel have impacted puppetry and society as we know it. This is the Midlife Pop Culture Show. We'll be right back. 603-785-0259. Take us out.
Is a midlife pop culture show for those of us who were born a few years ago. Let's show those millennials all the things we know. Being old makes us wise. Sometimes we even go outside. We know about life before 1999. You haven't seen nothing yet if you haven't lived life pre-internet. Listen up, this is stuff you won't want to forget. Midlife Pop Culture Show. Is a midlife pop culture show for those of us who were born a few years ago. Let's show those millennials all the things we know. Being old makes us wise. Sometimes we even go outside. We know about life before 1999. You haven't seen nothing yet if you haven't lived life pre-internet. Listen up, this is stuff you won't want to forget. Midlife Pop Culture Show.
Hello, Mr. G, Midlife Pop Culture Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had phone calls wanting to talk to our first our first, what would you say? Our first puppet, but I wouldn't say puppet. Mr. Bernie Sanders, how are you, sir?
Hello?
Bernie?
Hello?
Bernie, you happen to look fantastic. Have you been outside in the sun? You look really nice today.
Oh,
Bernie,
there I am.
Are you with me? You're not,
hello.
you're
Oh,
not-
yes.
You're not falling again, are you?
I am very sorry.
Okay, so getting back to your complexion, Bernie, you look fantastic.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I've been out and about on the campaign trail.
Yeah.
We are doing very well. Yes.
Yeah, very good. We have a caller, Bernie. We have Agnes on line 1. Agnes, long-time call. How you doing, my darling?
Mr. G.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, this is Agnes from the community, long-time listener, frequent caller. Mr. G, me and the girls at the community think this is a pretty easy one. We do agree that Pinocchio does come in mind when you hear the word puppet. Okay, so I do agree with the useless poll. However, the other puppets that come to mind are, of course, Alf. Oh, he really cracks me up. And Lamb Chop. Lamb Chop's an old one for our viewers. And Gilda had brought up a good point. That Howdy Doody could be as influential as many of the puppets that we're going to speak of today. Corner the Cornerstone, even Pinocchio, perhaps could be put in second place with Howdy Doody first. Anyways, Mr. G, I've taken up enough of your time. Great to hear from you.
You too, Agnes.
And all the best to the kids.
Well, Agnes, thank you. Bernie, you were around when Howdy Doody was on the airways. Is that true?
I certainly was. I used to enjoy that show quite a bit. Ta-ra-ra, boom-de-ay. Indeed, yes.
Would you feel that he was one of the most influential puppets of all time?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
What else did you think about the other two? Don't you remember what they were?
Well, Lamb Chop was iconic.
Yes.
Everybody remembers the Lamb Chop and the Sherry Lewis. Yes.
Well, I don't think everybody. I think maybe our millennials who sometimes we pick on here on the Midlife Pop Culture Show. But are you a baby boomer or a what category are you in?
No, the baby boomers are the kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the Z generation is now, Bernie.
Oh, all right. Z. Yeah, that's fine. You know what? The kids are all right.
Thanks, Bernie. And by the way, I just can't get over how good you look. Let's take another call. We have Englishy. Englishy, is that you? Englishy?
Oh.
Hi, Englishy.
Hello, Mr. G. This is Englishy. How you doing, my cheeky little devil? Anyways, regarding your last
Englishy.
caller, I really do feel that Pinocchio did pave the way for future puppets. Of course, let's not forget about puppets from the 17th and 18th century.
Oh, I think Bernie was
in the Majesty's court that brought delight to many people well before any other sort of entertainment was available. Other puppets that come to mind, Mr. G, that I think should be making your list is a puppet named Madame, King Friday, and of course Kermit the Frog.
The
isn't
standard
he a
of
delight?
excellence. Right.
Oh, Mr. G, it has been a pleasure talking to you again, you devil. I hope someday perhaps we could get together and have some tea. Oh, this is Englishy. I've got to go now. Thank you.
Englishy, you seem a little feisty today, Englishy. A little, wow, you really seem bright and cheery. And, Sheldon, you're the baby dragon over there. Is there some way that Sheldon might be able to talk to us? Or are we going to talk to Bernie again?
Oh, I mean, you know what? There is one thing that I would like to point out.
Yes?
That there was an excellent show back when Ronald Reagan was on. He was the president. It was called, it was
something about a chimpanzee or something?
the chip. You know what? Sheldon.
What?
Sheldon, I'm having memory loss. Hold
It's
on.
okay. It's okay. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk to Sheldon Bernie's got to go take a nap. We're gonna call. we're gonna come back and we're gonna see if we can get Sheldon on the show. Midlife Pop Culture Show, hanging out with a whole bunch of puppets.
It's a midlife pop culture show for those of us who were born a few years ago. Let's show those millennials all the things we know. Being old makes us wise. Sometimes we even go outside. We know about life before 1999. You haven't seen nothing yet if you haven't lived life pre-internet. Listen up, this is stuff you won't want to forget. Midlife Pop Culture Show.
Mr. G back with the Midlife Pop Culture Show. We're talking to puppets. We just talked to Bernie Sanders. And the question of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is the Pinocchio conundrum. Ooh, big word, conundrum. The Pinocchio conundrum. Is Pinocchio
That is a big
the
word.
standard? Oh, Sheldon. Sheldon, is that you?
Yes,
Hi, how you doing, Sheldon?
I'm good.
Good. What's your thoughts about Pinocchio?
That's a big word.
Yes, well, what's your thoughts about him? Do you think he's overrated? Do you think Pinocchio is a standard, the gold standard? What's your thoughts about him? What do puppets think about him in the puppet community as a whole?
I think he's very famous. Yeah.
Does he do other puppets resent him because he's really not really that great of an actor? Let's be honest. He's got one trick.
You know, some people do, yeah. They think, that nose thing gets old.
Yeah, it does. I just saw, like, on the Geico commercial, he's on there again. He's much like yourself. I saw you did monster stock, and I saw you did dinosaur stock and lizard stock, doing your Shakespeare acts. I saw that was in New York. That's really where you got your chops, no pun intended, with those beautiful teeth.
Yeah. You know what? It's pretty unusual for a baby to be doing Shakespeare, but
Well,
they let you do it when you're stuffed.
You think being stuffed? Do you ever feel that you don't get the full respect you deserve because you're stuffed?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
do?
Yes.
In what way? Do people put you down and not pick you up for a while, or?
Well, they call me boneless.
Oh boy, I'm sorry. You know what? You're not spineless.
Oh,
I
thank
think
you.
I think you're just a wonderful. Is the term stuffed animal correct?
No.
No. What do you like to be called?
No, I'm just a puppet.
Just a puppet. Well, guess what? Just a puppet. Do you mind if you take a phone call?
Sure.
All right. Are you a Democrat or a Republican?
I'm a little kid.
You're a kid.
Yeah, I can't vote yet.
Oh, wow. Well, that kind of ruins this whole idea then. But we do have a Republican, and Republicans can be sometimes like your mommy and your daddy when they tell you that they want you to clean your room when you have no choice of cleaning your room. So Republicans will just tell you what to do when they. I'm not getting political. Let's take a call from Tom Tomlinson. Hey, Tom, how you doing, buddy?
Yes, this is Tom Tomlinson. Mm-hmm. Regarding your last caller, Englishy,
Yes.
who I might add sounds very educated
Oh.
and with proper Republican manners. Mm-hmm. Perhaps, Mr. G, you could find it in your way to pass along my email to her.
Well, Tom, I'm really not a matchmaker,
Anyways,
but
Mr. G, puppets go way back to early prehistoric times. Sketches on walls show toy-like etchings. Even Democrats like yourself can see that, Mr. G.
well, hey, easy
Sorry,
there.
I'm very passionate about my historical facts.
Yes,
And being a frequent caller of the Midlife Pop Culture
and we
Show,
appreciate that, Tom.
I just wanted to stay
Yep.
in correct Republican views on the topic of puppets. Thank you, Mr. J.
You're very welcome.
So, getting back to your question,
Yes.
I believe the top 3 puppets most influential, besides Pinocchio, would be as follows. Number 1, the U.S. Eagle Muppet on The Muppet Show.
Yes, that's Sam
Very,
Eagle.
very, very excellent Muppet and influential in many, many reasons.
I love that guy.
Old guys on The Muppet Show in the balcony.
Yes.
Fantastic, great view of life, and we all should be more like the two old guys in the balcony. Boy, I'm just full of it today, aren't I, Mr. G?
You're full of something, all right. Today.
And finally, a puppet, Lady Elaine Fairchild, who I find to be very, 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 very stimulating on the Mr. Rogers show. And of course, King Friday, who ruled his kingdom very, very, very Republican-esque. Anyways, Mr. G,
Yes.
thank you very much
You're very
for
welcome.
allowing me to be on the Midlife Pop Culture Show. This is Tom Donaldson signing off.
Wow.
He sounds like a newsman.
Yes, he does sound like a newsman, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What's your top 3 puppets?
Oh, I like Daniel Tiger.
Who's that?
Daniel Tiger.
I'm not familiar with Daniel Tiger.
He's friends with Mr. Rogers.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, he's on the Mr. Rogers Land of Make Believe.
Yes. Yes.
Did you ever want to get that gig? Be on the Land of Make Believe?
Oh, they are all digital now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Mm.
You know who I really like?
Who?
I really like Grover.
Oh.
Yeah. He's got a lot of energy. Yeah.
He's a classic.
Yes, I love him.
Mr. G used to be able to do a Grover imitation. Want to see if I can still do it?
Yes, please.
Oh, it's been a long time. Let's see. Grover. My name is Grover. It's very nice to meet all you
like him.
puppets. You make me so embarrassed. Hey, how's that?
That's great.
Oh, thank you very much. Wow. Boy. Mr. G doing Grover. And who else? Who else do you like? You like Grover? Yeah. And who else?
Well, there's one. We're almost the same color. He sings such a good song about it. His name is Kermit.
Kermit the Frog.
Yes,
So you're a
Kermit
big
the
Sesame
Frog.
Street. You're a big Sesame Street.
I do like Sesame Street. It's one of my favorite shows.
Wow, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you. Would you say this for me before we go to the next break? Would you say who you are, what show you're on, and say, Grover, talk us out?
Hi, I'm Sheldon. I'm on the Midlife Pop Culture Show, and I love Grover.
And this is Grover Monster saying, we'll be right back. Oh, goodness.
Yay!
Woo! Mr. G back to what's becoming an historic midlife pop culture show. We have here puppets, as I told, and now Wolfenstein.
Yes.
Wolfenstein, how you doing, my friend?
I am well. How are you?
Let's do a ow.
Ow! Yeah.
Wolfenstein. Wow. What's been happening to Wolfenstein?
Well, I
Good to see you.
yeah, I've been out. I've seen some bands. You know what? I just really enjoy going out and listening to music.
What's the last concert you saw?
Ozzy?
Ozzy. How long ago was that, Wolfenstein?
1998,
So
I
you
think.
haven't been to a concert since 1998?
No, I have not. It was an Ozfest.
Oh, and you're still kind of recovering from that whole thing?
Yeah, it was a long day.
Really? And how was Ozzy?
He was awesome.
Yeah? Who else is
Yes. Cold Chamber,
there? Ah.
Tool. Yeah. Yes, some of my favorite bands, yeah.
I heard you're a big Nine Inch Nails fan.
I am a huge Nine Inch Nails fan.
Nice. Well, Wolfenstein, would you mind if we take a phone call? Someone's dying to talk to you.
Go ahead.
This is one of my favorite callers. This is he also was at Ozfest, and I don't think his mind ever came back. This is Wasted Willie. Wasted, are you there? Wasted?
Oh, wow, man. This is Wasted Willie.
Hey, Wasted.
Man, I'm so glad I got through Mr. G, and I'm so glad I could remember your phone number, man.
Yeah.
All right.
We're proud of you. We're proud of you, Willie.
You're talking about puppets, right?
Yep.
We gotta say that the most famous puppet in my book is Master of Puppets, man, by the band Metallica. They rock.
That's a good
Wow,
song.
man.
Yes,
Have a
my
puppet?
brother.
The
Is that just a
second
fictional
favorite puppet is from Eddie, man. This guy Eddie.
Oh, yeah,
He's
Eddie.
on Iron Maiden's albums, and he's in the concert. When I saw him one time, I went, wow! I couldn't believe it, man. And then the third favorite puppet is King Nothing, man.
Whoa.
From Metallica. You know, I love all my rock. I love all my roll. Wow, Mr. G. And look, man, let's keep it real and keep it word up. All right, because Pinocchio is the man of man and the icon in puppet land.
Wow.
Thanks for taking my call, Mr. G.
Wasted Willie, how do you feel? I wonder how he felt that he was imagining that he was talking to a dog, Wolfenstein, or he was actually talking to him.
You know, I'm pretty sure he's out of it, but I like that guy.
He's been called. He's been a caller since I'd say 5 or 6 shows he's been calling up. And I told him he was going to talk to a dog, and he amazingly found the number and gave me a call, Wolfenstein.
Yeah, you know, and some of those puppets he mentioned are really great icons, you know? There were a lot of really good music videos in the 90s with, like, tons of puppets in them. Yeah.
Like, when we were talking before the show, we mentioned that you knew you were involved in the Ronald Reagan puppet on Land of Confusion. What was the name of that Genesis song?
That was a great song, The Land of Confusion.
Was that what it wasn't called? Land of Confusion, though. I don't believe.
You know what? I am confused.
Yeah, well, you know. But what other famous puppets?
I think Bernie forgot
what
that
other
one
famous
too.
puppets come to that scratchy head of yours as far as being seen in commercials or?
Well, you know what? The Electric Mayhem was one of my favorite bands growing up, man.
Oh, man, Dr.
They
Teeth.
are amazing.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's this newer band called Big Nazo, and they are crazy.
Big Nazo, they're very balloon kind of characters, if you would.
Yes.
What do they call those? Inflatable characters?
No, they're just puppets, man.
Really?
Yes.
What was the last one you talked about before them? Who'd you talk about before the last one? My memory has gone too. Right before that, you mentioned another band that was a big puppetry. Oh, well, we've gone blank.
The Electric Mayhem?
Yes, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Now that is a band. First time I saw them, Wolfenstein, was when they did that song Let Her Be by their version from the Beatles song Let Her Be.
All right, yeah.
And Dr. Teeth plays the keyboards, yes?
I think he does, yes.
Animal plays the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by far, one of the greatest puppet drummers of all time.
He is, yes.
Yes, and do you know the guitar player's name? That one I don't remember.
You mean Janice?
Janice, the girl.
Yes.
Oh, her name
I
is
had a
Janice.
huge crush on her when I was younger.
Really, Wolfenstein?
Yes, I did.
I could see that. And who was the other guy? There was a sax player. You know his name?
Zoot.
Huh?
Zoot.
Wow. Again, super knowledgeable on your puppet. So let's go over this again.
2 minutes.
Let's go over this again. Dr. Teeth, Animal,
Janice.
Janet, sax player,
Zoot.
and who played the piano?
Dr. Teeth.
Dr. Teeth. No,
I mean, Rolf.
Wasn't there a bear playing too?
There was a dog that played the piano too named Rolf. He was amazing. Yes.
Hey, Wolfenstein, want to do me a favor?
What?
You want to look at the camera with those big, beautiful eyes of yours and say who you are, where you are, if you can remember.
Okay.
And say you've been watching the Midlife Pop Culture Show. Talk us out.
You have been watching the Midlife Pop Culture Show.
Is a midlife pop culture show for those of us who were born a few years ago. Let's show those millennials all the things we know. Being old makes us wise. Sometimes we even go outside. We know about life before 1999. You haven't seen nothing yet if you haven't lived life pre-internet. Listen up, this is stuff you won't want to forget. Midlife Pop Culture Show. is a midlife pop culture show for those of us who were born a few years ago. Let's show those millennials all the things we know. Being old makes us wise. Sometimes we even go outside.